Students, we move on to our next topic, which is the heart. The heart is an organ which beats continuously as a pump for the transport of blood carrying other substances with it. Through a network of tubes or blood vessels, the heart pumps blood throughout our life without stopping or relaxing. Okay. Now, where is the location of heart? The heart is located in the chest cavity, slightly towards the left side. It lies between the two lungs and above the diaphragm. The heart is made up of special muscles called cardiac muscles that do not fatigue and are not the solid muscle. The size of our heart is roughly equal to our left closed and is enclosed in a protective cover called pericardium fist. The heart is hollow inside. Structure of heart. The heart has four compartments called as chambers. The upper two chambers of heart are called arteries and the lower two chambers of heart are called ventricles. On the left side of the heart are left atrium and the left ventricle, and the right side of the heart are right atrium and right ventricle. The atria and ventricles are separated by walls. These are the muscular flaps that allow the blood to flow in only one direction. The right side of the heart carries deoxygenated blood while the left side of the heart carries oxygenated blood. The heart is separated by a partition called septum from right side of the heart to the left side. This prevents mixing of oxygenated and deoxygenated blood inside the heart. Left and right side of the heart. The left and right side of the heart act as two separate pumps. The left side of the heart pumps the oxygenated blood into the whole body, while the right side of the heart pumps the deoxygenated blood to the lungs. The oxygenated blood must be kept separate from deoxygenated blood to supply good amount of oxygen to the blood cells for respiration and release of energy. Now, what is heartbeat? The rhythmic contraction and relaxation of heart muscles that produce a specific sound of lub-dub is called heartbeat. The average heartbeat of an adult person is 72 to 80 beats per minute at resting, but the number increases during and after a physical exercise or when a person is excited. During fast beating of heart, the blood is pumped more rapidly to the organs to supply more oxygen to the body cells. The heartbeat is equal to the number of pulses in a minute. Stethoscope. The heartbeat can be heard by an instrument called as a stethoscope. It is used by doctor to amplify the sound of heart. It consists of a chest piece that carries a sensitive diaphragm, two earpieces, a tube joining both the parts. Okay. Now, mechanism of circulation. The contraction of two arteries is immediately followed by contraction of two ventricles, which lead to continuous flow of blood in the human body. The blood passes through the capillaries of the lungs and is mixed with oxygen. This oxygenated blood is then carried from the lungs to the left auricle by four pulmonary veins. The left atrium contracts and oxygenated blood is pushed into left ventricles. The left ventricle pumps the blood into the biggest blood vessels of the body called aorta. It distributes oxygen-rich blood to the different parts of the body. The oxygenated blood is distributed to all the organs of the body through capillaries. The deoxygenated blood from various organs of the body enters from the capillaries to veins and then to the right atrium. The right atrium contracts and pushes the deoxygenated blood into right ventricles through the open valve. Right ventricles pump the impure blood into the pulmonary arteries that carried it to the right and left lungs of the purification. The carbon dioxide is released as waste product from the lungs, and again the blood absorbs oxygen and becomes oxygenated. The valves present on the both sides of heart regulate the blood flow from one chamber to another. This cycle keeps on circulating continuously day and night, even when we sleep. Okay, circulation in sponges and hydra. Sponges and hydra are simple animals that do not possess any circulatory system. They live in water and therefore the food and oxygen enter into their body along with water. The water also carries the carbon dioxide and other waste materials away from the body as it moves out of their bodies. Excretion. The process of removal of waste material produced in the cells of living organism is called excretion. When our body uses food, water and air, it produces some byproducts or some unwanted substances. These are called waste materials. These waste materials are toxic and poisonous and causes harm to our body. These poisonous substances, if get mixed with blood, may become fatal and may cause the death of an organism. Therefore, the waste material must be removed from the body so that a person may stay healthy. These waste material produced after the various functions of the body includes carbon dioxide, urea, sweat, etc. These waste materials are removed from the body different organs of the body like lungs, kidney and sweat glands. These parts of organs of the body that are involved in process of excretion are called excretory system. Now, excretory system in humans. Urea is the main major waste product released in our body. It is produced as a waste product of the decomposition of unused food proteins in the liver. It is a poisonous substance which must be removed from the body. Urea from the blood is removed by the kidney. Therefore, the kidney is the main excretory organ in our body. The urea and other unwanted salts, when dissolving in water, form a yellowish liquid waste called urine. It consists of 2.5% urea, 2.5% other waste salts, and 95% water. An adult human being normally passes out 1 to 1.8 liter of urine per day. The excretory system collects the urine and removes it. The excretory systems of human beings consist of 2 kidneys, 2 ureters, a bladder, and a urethra. Kidneys. These are called the magic filters. Kidney are bean-shaped organs present at the back of our body just above the waist. It is brick red colored, about 4 inches long. It is richly supplied with blood vessels. Kidney can filter the unwanted substance from the blood. Each kidney consists of thousands of tiny filters called nephrons. When the blood containing urea and other waste salts pass through these nephrons, it filters the blood and removes urea and salts, and urine are left in the kidney. The urine thus found by each of the kidneys then pass through the ureter, tube-like structure which connects the kidney to the bladder to urinary bladder. Now, carbon dioxide. It is produced as a waste product in our body cells during the process of respiration. The food is broken down during respiration to release energy and releases CO2 as a byproduct. This CO2 is removed from our body by the lungs during exhalation. Therefore, lungs also act as the excretory organs for removing the waste product CO2 from the body. Sweat. It is the liquid waste of the body that is produced by sweat glands present in our skin. It helps to remove excess water, salt, and urea from the body. It helps to keep our body cool during hot summer days. Now, dialysis. The normal functioning of the kidney is necessary for good health of a person, but sometimes the kidney may stop working due to infection or injury. This condition of kidney is called kidney failure, which may lead to accumulation of urea in the blood of a person. Since urea is a toxic substance which must be removed from the blood, such person having kidney failure cannot survive unless his blood is filtered periodically through the artificial kidney machine to remove urea. The process used for cleaning the blood of a person by separating the waste product urea from it is called dialysis. This machine removes urea and other waste the product periodically. Now, excretion in animals. Like humans, animals also excrete waste products from their body. The in which waste materials are removed from the body of the animal depends upon the availability of water. Fishes are aquatic animals that excrete ammonia as their waste product. This ammonia is excreted in the gaseous form which directly gets dissolved in water. The land animals like lizards, birds, snakes, etc. have less water availability. These animals excrete this waste material in the form of uric acid pellets. These are white-colored semi-solid excretory products of several land animals. Urea is the excretory product of animals like human, cow, goat, etc. and is eliminated as urine. Now, transport of substance in plants. Plants take up water and dissolve minerals from the soil through their roots and transport it to their leaves. The leaf use this water and minerals for synthesis of their food, and process is called photosynthesis. The food produced by green plants is transported back to all parts of the body. Therefore, it is clear that plants also need transport system for carrying water, minerals and food through various parts of their body. Transports of water and minerals. Plant root absorb the water and mineral from the soil. The root possesses root hair which increase the surface area of the root for absorption of water and mineral nutrient. Thus is dissolved in the water. It is moved from root up to the stem and leaves through the tube-like tissue called as xylem. Absorption and flow of water is continuous process through the xylem tissue. Xylem tissue are in continuous network channels which connect root to the leaves through the stem and branches. It thus transport water and minerals to the leaves of the entire plant. Transport of food. Food manufactured in the leaf is transported to different parts of plant. This transportation of food material from leaves to other parts of plant is carried out by tissue called phloem, and the process of transport of food material is called translocation. The phloem consists of cells that are known as sieve tubes. The xylem and phloem tissue together form vascular bundles or conducting tissues. Okay. Now, transpiration. The process of evaporation of water through stromata present on the surface of leaves is called transpiration. The continuous evaporation of water from the leaves produces an upward pull called a suction force. This force pulls the water from roots upward through the stem, branches and finally to the leaves. Through transpiration causes loss of water from the plants. Still, it is necessary process for plants due to following reasons. Suction pull caused due to evaporation of water helps to draw water to great height in tall trees. Okay. So, it is very necessary. It also helps in the transport of water and minerals to the leaves for performing photosynthesis in them. Okay, now the chapter is completed. That's all for today. Thank you and have a nice day. Now, students, we move on to our next topic, which is the heart. The heart is an organ which beats continuously as a pump for the transport of blood carrying other substances with it. Through a network of tubes or blood vessels, the heart pumps blood throughout our life without stopping or relaxing. Okay. Now, where is the location?